Okay, filming. Dudes, what's going on, man? I was sitting out here on the back porch playing my guitar. Let me show it to you. My spring gets full off. Some weird old guitar. Used to be my mom's. Global Musical Instrument Company makes it. I heard that they might be a knockoff company, but I don't know. It sounds pretty good to me. See, I mean, his armrest's over here, so I can't really play that good. I have to kind of play it sideways. I mean, it sounds alright to me, so whatever. Put that back over there in the other chair. Thing's about, what, 60 years old? It's ancient. But anyway, definitely older than I am. I just had this on my mind, you know, and I figured I'd film something. Up there, out in space, you know. You know, we say it's up there, but is it really up, you know? You can ask a lot of weird questions like that. But, people always, I see conflicting arguments, you know. Some people say, oh, there's no extraterrestrials out there. Oh, there is, and they're definitely there, well, we know they're out there. It'd be a mathematical anomaly if there weren't. You know, mathematics proves that they're out there. But I'm not going to get involved in the whole argument of UFOs. I'm not going to start posting UFO sighting videos unless they're of my own and I see some weird crap flying through there. Not going to happen. But, you know, I've had this on my mind. How do they view us? And, you know, have they ever come in contact with us? I think that they have. You know, because you see all these weird-ass Egyptian hieroglyphs, cave writings of these strange beings coming into contact with humans, and you say, and most people just boil it down to myth. Well, myths are inspired from something. You don't just get some lore story. Somebody doesn't just pull it out of his ass. I mean, you can. Like Call of Cthulhu, I can't remember the author behind that. I mean, but, you know, he just sort of came up with something. But, you know, these primitive people, I don't think we're doing that. I don't know. But a lot of the time, and their descriptions of them, too, make me question whether that's a correct theory or not, because it is just a theory. It's just someone's thoughts. So they think that it might be a myth. My idea is that, you know, and I may not even be correct, but this is just what I personally believe. You know, what if, let's say, they always say in their stories, you know, in the lore stories, the epics or whatever, that, they descended from the sky, you know. These beings, they come down from the sky, they land, they talk to them, they show them how to do incredible things and leave. And what about the sea people, you know, the story around 1200, I think it was 1200 AD. I could be wrong. I think it was 1200 AD. You have this, no, it wasn't. Yeah, it was, I think it was 1200 AD. You have this story of, you know, after the long golden age, all these empires are collapsing, the world, the scope of the world is changing, you know, new empires are rising, old are falling, and the old are still trying to cling to power, and all of a sudden these people come out of the ocean. They don't know where the hell they came from, they just sit, and they come up out of the water. Invade. These people are all powerful, it seems they're unkillable. You can kill them, of course, but they just keep coming. And they have technology that was, you know, the way that the ancient people described it, it was unlike anything that anyone had ever seen. And the only people that could beat them was the Egypt's army at the time. Because Egypt was the only people, they had like some real high-tech stuff at the time, too. I mean, high-tech back then was, we have a wagon and I have a spear. But still, I mean, these people just wiped the floor with half of the Egyptians' army, too, until eventually they just gave up and went back to the ocean. If they would have kept pushing on, these sea people I'm talking about, if they would have kept pushing on, they would have destroyed everything and made their own empire up on land. But the way it was described is that they went back into the water. Humans don't breathe underwater. But they're not described as being alien-looking. These people are described as looking just like humans. And having similar technology to all the other people at the time, just better refined and more of it. So how did they go back into... how do you go back into the ocean? You know, there's oxygen in the water, of course, but you have to have the right kind of internal organs like gills or whatever to be able to process that and breathe that. We don't have that. How do you see people even existing? How do they live underwater, you know? You gotta have some weird apparatus down there to be able to do that. You know, we're not, which is, it's kind of odd, you know? Makes you wonder, what if these ancient beings, you know, came down and showed these people something that they didn't show the others? I mean, no, that's just my idea. I was pulling my, my water a bit closer. But anyway. Okay, I thought it was on screen there. It wasn't, but I thought so. So I was pushing. But, you know, I've always thought, you know, what do they think of us? Because they've obviously, I think, they've been here before. To me, it's obvious. But to somebody else, they might say, loser, fuck you, man. But that's them. But this is me. I think that they've been here, and we've already met them. That's what I think. And you know, let's discuss what they might think of us. We really are, you know, for what our entire existence, we've thought of ourselves as having some importance in the universe. When all throughout history, until here recently, we didn't even know what the hell the universe was. We thought the Earth was flat. We believed in stoning gay people for no fucking reason, just because they looked different. They were different. We believed in having monarchy and feudalism and all this weird ass shit, and might is right, and all this weird crazy shit. Meanwhile, all these aliens, or ETs, whatever the hell you want to call them, I don't give a damn. But what do you want to call them? But just, they have these flying craft using anti-gravity tech that literally bounces gravity waves off the top and bottom of their ships, so they're able to hover. They've got these, they live off on distant planets, probably come here with a warp drive, have satellite. They got everything that we're just starting to build up to now. So how do they view us, man, in the past? And, it's just, you know, there's no definitive answer to this, but it's just something that pops through my mind. You know, they have to think we're fucking odd. You know, we probably look like backwards cavemen to these beings. It's strange. And, you know, I just don't know why they would bother. You see all these UFO sightings all the time, and I see, these videos like Secure Team 10. I love to fucking, he's like my #1 favorite channel. But well, that is Stick Sex and Amber 666 and a couple others. But you know, you see all these UFO sightings. Okay, some of them can just be boiled down to it's a damn drone, or that's a black colored kite, or something like that. You know. Or something like that, you know, it can be boiled down to that. It can be boiled down to an airplane. You know, maybe it's some experimental government craft. Maybe it's this new stealth fighter or something. And it just looks all weird because you've never seen anything like it before. Really, it's just one of our own. And you don't. It's some of these sightings just, it can't be that. Some of them can't be boiled down to that so easily. I mean, I've seen some stuff with my own eyes, and let me tell you this story. For those of you who sat 8.5 minutes in, let me tell you this story. I was 11 years old. We're going back 6 or 7 years ago. Me and my great friend at the time, still are great friends, me and my buddy Steven, we were out here in the backyard. We were practicing parkour out in front of the treehouse. And, you know, I jumped out the treehouse or whatever. This shirt's way too big for my ass. This is old. My great-grandpa's... No, my grandpa's shirt, and he gave it to me because he didn't want to wear it anymore. He wears like a huge-ass fucking size. It makes me look buff. No, just fucking with you. But anyway, you know, it's a nice shirt, though. Yeah. I got it free. And what's free is good to me, I must say. But anyway, we're out there in the yard. We're practicing the parkour roll. I was jumping out the treehouse and stuff like that. He had busted his ass just days earlier. Now that's the next video. But you know, we saw this thing. We were out in the backyard at the time. After we got done practicing parkour, we said, okay, let's go take a break. There's a basketball goal. It's still up there too. We got it nailed up to this tree. It's kind of a little bit crooked and it's jacked up and ghetto looking, but you know, it worked. And it still works too when guests come over. But we would go up there and shoot hoops. And I said, hey man, you want to take a break? Let's go up there to the basketball goal and let's practice a little bit. He said, yeah. So we're practicing, and all of a sudden we hear it's like a low hum sound. The only way I know to describe it to you is, you know how it sounds when multiple helicopters fly over the house, and a humming sound? Well, take that and tone it down by like 5 octaves. And it's just whoa, coming over the trees. And me and him stopped. And I was so shocked I dropped the ball. I was like this. And we looked to the air. And this black triangular shaped craft, I mean right up over the tree line. I wish I had footage, but at the time I didn't have a phone or a camera. You know, we're just little kids, and I really didn't have a need for that when I was that age. It was like another year before I got my first real phone. Like, I got a smartphone. It was like a cheesy, weird Samsung something that ran like gingerbread Android. I was like, whoa, state of the art. But, you know, at the time, as a little kid, everything impresses you, you know. I think that's why a lot of people miss their childhoods, because after you get older, you know, and nothing's really new anymore. I mean, you just kind of, you buy a house and you live at that same house for the rest of your life. Life gets boring because nothing's new. You've seen everything. I guess that's why people look back at their childhoods and fondness, because everything's new and they're learning, and it's exciting as a kid. And that's another story for another time. For another video that I'll probably make tonight, because I'm in one of those moods where I like to think about shit. But let me finish telling you about the UFO before I talk about that. The thing comes over the tree lines. Tree line, not tree lines. And Steven didn't know what to say. You know, I don't even know if he remembers it, but he's looking at it like this. Just the face of fear. I wasn't. I was intrigued. I was like, holy shit. But I was a little bit scared, if I gotta be honest, because, you know, you've never seen anything like, what is it, gonna zap us with a Zappo ray or some crap? Launching death ray, you know, vaporized. But no, it didn't. But you know, do you see the standard TR-3B Black Manta type shape, right? Triangle shape, lights at all 3 corners of the craft. In the very center, there's this funky looking red color. Something, another light in the middle. I don't think it's a light. I think maybe it's like a window or something. But there's that. And this fucking thing comes over the tree line. Broad daylight, I mean to tell you. I forgot to mention that. Broad daylight. And we're sitting there looking at it. And this fucking thing, it stopped dead still in the air. Now this wasn't rotating. I've seen in some videos of them rotating. It was when it came over the trees, but then it stopped in midair and stopped rotating. And it just sat there. And me and Steven were just sitting there staring at it like, oh my god! We didn't know what the fuck to make of it. You know, we'd never seen, what is this thing? You know, I'm not going to exaggerate and tell you a little green men got out and Martha had to get the damn shotgun and take their motherfuckers out. Because that didn't happen. And I'd be a liar. But this story, you know, people are going to call me a liar anyway. Yeah, but it is what it is, and I know what I saw. And I figured I'd tell you the story. It finally started moving a little bit. And started rotating again. After it started moving, it started doing this number, right? And I couldn't believe it, because this thing had actual thrusters on it, like rockets, you know? But they looked like very small, low-powered ones, and they were like a weird bluish color, kind of a bluish, reddish. You know, if your fire gets really hot, or if you, let's say you burn a trash bag and it's burning off the chemicals in there, burning off the weird fumes that come off when you burn plastic, they turn blue. That was the color. It was like a bluish, purplish, kind of reddish color coming out of the thrusters. It's like, wow, holy shit. And when it was sitting stationary, they were just blowing straight down, right? It went to go take off. It tilted them straight back, like it tilted them kind of back at an angle and went into this weird hover mode where it's just kind of floating, and it floated over the tree line. And then thrusters cut off, and it went and just disappeared. Like it sped up, got a little faster, and gone. Went straight out over Lake Sinclair. I live in Millersville, if you didn't know. But it went straight off over Lake Sinclair. And no, I don't live on the lake. I didn't get that lucky. Nor would I actually want to. Yeah, shit's expensive. But, went right off over the lake. And, Stephen, man, we shat ourselves nearly, didn't we? That would have been embarrassing. Go inside. Mama, I shit my drawers. I sharted the pantaloons. But, you know, thankfully we didn't do that. Almost did. We're one step closer to that. One, if we were a little bit more shocked, I think it would have happened. But this time we were spared of the shartedness. Yeah, Steven looks at me. He says, "The fuck, man?" And I said, "I don't know, dude." And, you know, ever since then, I've believed it ever since then. When I was younger, like 9, 10, I used to see UFO stuff on TV. Ancient Aliens, you know, I still think that show's bullshit, by the way. You know, don't get me wrong, it's total BS. But, I don't know, man. Yeah, I know they're real. I know the stuff's real. I know that they're out there. But it's so mysterious, you don't know anything about them. I don't fear extra. A lot of people are scared of them. Oh my fucking God, what are they going to invade? I don't think that. I think they want to get to know us better and they want us to get to know them so we could coexist and use each other's strengths to benefit both races of beings. That's what I think would happen. Because, you know, you got to think these alien races didn't get as far as they did by blowing up everybody and killing everything like humans do. And look how far we've got. We ain't got very fucking far now, have we? About the time we start getting somewhere, we start tearing each other down. Rome gets to its peak. Corruption starts happening. Internal failure of the government happens. Starts to decline. Around 1000 AD, done. You know. Sucks. But that's what we do, you know. As soon as we pick each other up, we start tearing everybody back down. And I hate that shit. They obviously they don't do that anymore. You don't get as far as they've gotten in their evolution, you know, or should I say advancement. You don't advance as far as these beings have technologically and socially if you're killing each other and tearing each other down for stupid fucking reasons like, oh, you've got more oil than I do, or your face looks funny, or ha ha ha, you've got 5 less greenbacks in your pocket, so I'm gonna in your ass. No. You don't get anywhere doing that. But yeah, man. I just wanted to tell you the story. I thought it was cool. I'm gonna upload another one in a minute. Well, my internet's slow, you know, and it takes about. Last night I filmed 2 back to back, and it took about. Man, it took 6 hours to upload one damn video. So all night I was uploading. I had to stay up all night last night, you know, since I can't sleep tonight. You know. Shout out to Insomnia team over there. But no, man, I'm going to let you dudes go. This thing's going on long enough, and I'm just going to make another video. In a few minutes, I'm actually going to film it while I'm sitting out here. Film multiple tonight. Talking about paranormal, you know, ghost sightings I've had. Ghost sightings. I think it's interdimensional bleeding, which is a thing me and my buddy Cody believe in is but he's a bit more skeptical on it. But, it's just a little theory of mine. You know, ain't nothing to prove it. It's just something I came up with and I think might have legitimacy, but I wouldn't know how to go about getting evidence for it or proving it. I fucking suck at math. So, yeah, anyway, see you dudes later.